This is the AM News with me, Sweetie Abochie. Let's get into the details. Northeast Regional Minister Idana Zakaria has disclosed that the Inspector General of Police has agreed to deploy more personnel as part of measures to combat increasing robberies in Walewale and other parts of the West Mamprusi municipality. Mr. Zakaria says this new arrangement is in response to a request made by the Regional Security Council following the latest attack on Monday in Walewale, where one person was killed and about 8 others suffered gunshot injuries. The minister assures the perpetrators are being pursued and will soon be arrested to face justice. Correspondent Eliasu Tanko has more in this report.
The attack was said to have occurred at about 6:40 p.m. and was carried out by 3 armed men who arrived on a single motorbike. According to eyewitnesses, the gunmen first opened fire sporadically at the lorry station before turning their guns on a mobile money operator who was seated nearby. After snatching an undisclosed amount of money from the mobile money operator, the robbers fatally shot and stabbed him as he was fleeing from them. 8 persons, including a 6-year-old child, were also injured by stray bullets from the indiscriminate shootings by the robbers. The victims were first rushed to the Walewale Government Hospital, but were later transferred to the Tamale Teaching Hospital. As part of his activities, the Regional Minister Idana Zakaria today paid a visit to the victims of the tragic incident. This is Inusa Memunatu. She sells Scarpy at the bar station and was hit by stray bullets during the attack. They opened fire on the mobile money operator, but unfortunately, some of the stray bullets came on our way and hit my child and I. The minister also visited another victim, Idrisu Yakubu Baba, who suffered a broken leg and arm after he was caught in the line of fire as he was returning home from an errand. My brother was returning home from an errand when he ran into the robbers. They shot him and he fell from a motorbike, broken his leg and arm. The leader of the medical staff in charge of the victim, speaking to JoyNews, confirmed the death of a mobile money operator, but said the remaining others were responding to treatment.
But unfortunately, he passed on shortly after surgery. So the other 3, 2 are doing very well. They all have surgery, so 3 are doing very well. 1 is currently in critical condition, but he's responding to treatment.
The regional minister also offered financial support to the victims and assured them that the police were working hard to arrest and punish the attackers.
If it is armed robbery, they have gone way beyond what we know to be armed robbery. It was just an affront, an attack on the people of the Northeast region. I don't think that is the way to go about things. You shoot everybody inside in the name of robbery. It's an attack on the people.
The minister also urged the residents to cooperate and collaborate with the security services to bring the attackers to justice.
I can give every assurance that the police have started investigations. They cannot get to the bottom of the matter if we, the people, are not ready to volunteer information. We can only fish out criminals if the people who are with them are ready to give information that will lead to their arrest.
Mr. Idana further revealed that the IGP has sanctioned the deployment of more police personnel to help combat the robbery crisis in the Walewale area.
And the immediate response from the dynamic IGP, Dr. Dampare, is that they will send some more policemen to beef up security in that area. Then number 2, Regional Security Council will hold an emergency meeting. And this time around, it will not just be limited to only members of RESEC. We will involve the Municipal Security Committee. We will involve other opinion leaders just to try to get them to also support us in our work.
From Walewale, Eliasu Tanko reporting for JoyNews.
Banks, telecommunication companies, and general legal counsel, among some, 150 institutions owing rent to the University of Ghana, amounting to some $1.3 million. Now, the amounts captured in the Auditor General's report are debt the institutions had accrued from using various facilities and rent spaces on the University of Ghana campus as of October 2022. The infractions came up when management of the public universities appeared before the Public Accounts Committee hearing yesterday. There's more in the following report.
6 public universities appeared before the Public Accounts Committee sitting on Wednesday to answer questions on infractions captured in the Auditor General's 2022 report. The infractions include procurement breaches, unearned salaries, tax evasion, among others. It emerged during the hearing that at least 115 institutions, including telecommunication companies, owe the University of Ghana over $1.3 million in rent.
Noting that this was a point of difficulty, I set up a special task force to ensure the retrievals of these monies. And so the Director of Finance, who is a co-chair, will provide the details so far.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the receivables, the Ghana CD ones, we have been able to recover 594,028, leaving an outstanding of 691,010 cedis. With the dollar amounts, we've been able to recover 1,033,495, leaving an amount of 1,161,457. For the banks, most of them have redeemed themselves.
But then there are other very solid institutions in here, like these telcos that are still owing, like Airtel, Tigo. I see them here. I see Taser Company also owing utilities and all that. I see Village Canteen, Tibia, and all these. Are they still owing in your books?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. These are tenants, and it's an ongoing transaction that happens on a daily basis. We are using all options. We even still work with them, so you pay up and then you incur debt, but this is what is happening, and we are following them and exploring all options. Those that are proving difficult, we have actually handed them over to the legal counsel to also explore other avenues. It's been quite difficult, but we are doing all we can to use all options available to us.
After listening to the explanations from the university's management, chairman of the committee, James Kluchi-Aveji, insists the money must be retrieved.
My concern is that the debt should not be growing. It should be what? Declining. If it's declining, it means that we are yielding more result, better result, than if it's growing. Okay? All right. So continue to make the effort to recover the money.
Another infraction was the University of Ghana's inability to retrieve some 5 million cedis investment locked up with 5 financial institutions. They have dragged 3 of the 5 institutions to court over the matter.
They sent us a response essentially indicating that the value of our investment has gone down, and that if you were to do any of the investment, we are going to lose about 50%. But this is a decision that has to be taken by the appropriate structure of the university. So this is a matter that we are going to discuss, and then based on the decision that is taken, we'll engage them further and know exactly what to do. Whether we should go for the haircut or we should insist on our pound of flesh.
The invitation from the committee will now push you to do, like previously you were just not bothered. Maybe because you have a lot of cash sitting in your account. 8 million is quite a big amount that can do a lot for the university. So do everything possible to recover the money.
Apparently, the University of Ghana are not the only ones whose funds are locked up. The University of Media, Arts and Communications and the Akenten Apia Menkam University are also chasing UT savings and loans for some 27 million cedis.
Lock-up investment with NDK Financial Services, 9.1 million. The recommendation is that management should take steps, including legal action, to recover this amount from the company. Tell the committee if we have taken any action against the company, NDK Financial Services.
Thank you, Chair. IJ management in 2020 through to 2021 continued to engage NDK to be able to recover some monies. Throughout that period, 100,000 was recovered without any further recovery from the institution.
Surprisingly, all the universities have declared various amounts of profit in 2021 and 2022. The committee resumes on Wednesday to continue hearing. James Aveji's report, read to you.
Now, JoyNews apologizes for capturing the 3 financial institutions as defunct in our prime news last night. Our reserved apology to the companies and customers. Away from that, experts in the agricultural field across the country are calling for a total reform in Ghana's agricultural sector to improve food sufficiency in the country. Speaking at a thought leadership program hosted by the Alumni Association of Swedru Senior High School, agric scientist Professor Roger Canton emphasized the urgency for Ghanaian farmers to mobilize and demand government intervention in addressing the critical issues facing the agricultural sector.
Ghana relies heavily on food imports due to challenges such as the high cost of agricultural equipment, insufficient funding, poor infrastructure, and climate change, among many others farmers face. At a thought leadership program organized by the Alumni Association of Swedru Senior High School to explore means by which the country can attain food sufficiency, panelists took turns identifying key areas of reforms in the agricultural sector. Agricultural scientist Professor Roger Canton urged Ghanaian farmers to take industrial action to advocate reforms in the agricultural sector.
I'm talking of to form a national union of Ghanaian farmers. This will help us. Currently, what we have are small political-based farmer unions. They are not. You see a small politician hiding behind farmers to benefit. When they go to the minister, instead of talking of farmer, he wants a tractor. He wants this. He wants fertilizer. That is not helpful. We want genuine farmer unions that can dictate and demand what they need, so that we come with a strong umbrella. When you talk like the EU farmers are doing, the French, Spain, Portugal, all the countries are on. They have used bills and tractors to block parliament, block road to prime minister's houses, and it's working. We can also block Jubilee House. We just come with tractors and block from that side, block here. Nobody can move. They will listen to us.
Associate Professor Kwame J. Frimpong from the Department of Soil Science at the University of Cape Coast emphasized the importance of rebranding Ghana's agricultural sector.
We need to rebrand agriculture. Let me tell you an analogy. When we were at Tech then, there was those of us who did BSc agriculture and our contemporaries who did BSc agricultural engineering. So if you went to Africa and you said you did BSc agricultural engineering, you were hailed. But for those of us who did BSc agriculture, we were seen differently. And I believe that still persists today. So as the number of students who are doing ICT is going high up, the number of students doing agriculture is dwindling fast. So we need to rebrand agriculture.
Lecturer at the Department of Agricultural Economics, KNUST, Dr. Enoch Tam Ejekum, emphasized the significance of subsidizing ICT tools for farmers to make access to information easier.
Subsidies or incentives can be given for farmers to adopt ICT tools. Now, a lot of our farmers have started using Android phones, but there are still more who are using the YAM. So could we subsidize smartphone for farmers? I also heard that teachers and nurses have some specialized data packages for them. I've used some before. But could we do same for farmers? Because the number of farmers in Ghana, I believe, far outweighs teachers and nurses. And if these ones are the ones who feed us all the time, then we need to bridge that information gap so that it will be beneficial to them.
On his part, former head of the Department of Agricultural Economics at UCC, Professor Festus Anofrimpong, encouraged Ghanaians to consume locally grown produce.
Why can't we eat what we grow? If we eat what we grow, then the farmer will be encouraged to produce more so that we can feed ourselves. But if they produce and we are not eating, there will be glut, and then we'll not be in a position to feed ourselves. Why can't we give our kids plantain chips and then eco juice to go to a farm? If you're able to do that, then we're able to produce the local production, and then we'll be in a position to feed ourselves.
By addressing the key reforms highlighted by speakers at this radio conversation, Ghana can strengthen its food security and build a resilient agriculture sector for the future.
In other stories, a food scientist at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology wants a strengthened collaboration between academia and industry to meet nutritional needs of Ghanaians. Speaking as part of activities to usher in the 6th KNUST Food Festival, Dr. Abochie believes academia should involve industry at the inception of research to achieve the needed outcome.
So academia investigates the science and brings about the inventions. But we need industry to upscale the inventions to meet societal needs. But industry will not invest when they have not been part of the process to know that this is something that is part of our responsibility and our vision. So as we engage in these collaborative discussions and engage in participatory research, then together we can better explore what we have right here in Ghana to meet the needs of the consumer. As we apply the science, we take the investment from industry, and together we meet societal needs.
Innovations in Ghana's traditional foods have become crucial in preventing hunger and boosting tourism. The KNUST will therefore showcase innovations and technological advancements in traditional foods in the 6th edition of the KNUST Food Festival.
So in an era where every culture is exploiting their traditional foods for nutrition and also what we call the food tourism, it is important that KNUST showcases to the world what we have done relating to the innovations in our traditional foods, the inventions and the technological advances we have made. And so that is why this year our theme says innovations and technological advancements in traditional foods, the role of academia and industry.
Mr. Andrews Kwesi Boateng is Registrar of KNUST.
As a university, we will exhibit some of our recent advances in exploring our traditional foods for nutrition and food security. This will support national efforts towards achieving the SDG 2 and 3, that is zero hunger and overall well-being.
Mrs. Emmanuela Boateng, the festival coordinator of the College of Engineering.
To come and see the innovations that are coming from College of Engineering. Among them, we will have some apps that will help us detect adulteration of palm oil that is on the market.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
A non-profit organization, Friends of Adaku, has introduced an exchange program with a focus on adopting measures towards attaining the Sustainable Development Goals in the Adaku district of the Volta region. The virtual exchange chapter program involves using the SDG as guidelines to learn about culture and identifying modules to resolve societal challenges. There's more in the following report by Fred Kwame Asari.
The virtual exchange chapter program involved selected students of the Adaku District Assembly Junior High School in Ghana in partnership with Eastern Middle School in Indiana and Morton High School in Cicero, Illinois, both schools in the United States of America, exchanging ideas among others via the internet. The program seeks to expose the students to the Sustainable Development Goals and its adoption in addressing homegrown solutions in their respective countries. The beneficiaries would exchange knowledge about the two countries, such as cultural values, education, science, history, geography, nature, tourism, environment, agriculture, and societal values. The country director of Friends of Adaku, Stella Akuda, said the program sets out to help students in Ghana learn about the outside world's approach to finding solutions to their challenges.
And all what we are looking at is for our kids to exchange culture, to exchange ideas, to learn from other people, whilst they also teach them about our culture and activities that we do here. These days, without technology, you will not be able to do a whole lot of activities. And you could see with this virtual exchange chapter program, our kids are able to communicate to people they've never seen before, people they don't know exist, and they are far away beyond the globe.
The beneficiaries in Adaku were enthused about the program, hoping it would impact their lifestyle, education, social life, and help them develop a mindset of finding solutions to their challenges using local resources.
This class is really helping us because it helps us in ICT, so that when we get into our classroom, it will be easy for us to understand what the teacher is saying.
Through technology, we chat with new friends in the Eastern Middle School in Indiana. They know more about us and we also know more about them. Through this program, we learn a lot from them.
Parents are optimistic Friends of Adaku's contribution would elevate the social and economic status of the Adaku district.
Fifie meda jogbe benevinye achwa ma anebia moma ma da silemu eye be wa va sro no pele de vio be nuke obekutepe a eyache ano no vio po le dububu ome be wa no nusro ano question bia wono enye de vio pe ngogbe yi eye wo do de vie pe chome de ji ana chome ano de viesi eye wa va he nunye
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Adaku.